Hey, Vi fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Eddie Hearn. Eddie, it's great to see you. It's been quite some time since I've seen you last. Yeah, it actually has. How are you?
I'm outstandingly well.
You know what? Gotta give it to you. You can literally jump from country to country and still be in the best mood. You're always in top shape. You're always going to have the longest line, and everyone. You're always giving time for everyone.
And the mad thing is, I'm not.
Wait, hold on.
What?
You know you can't be moving.
What?
You're a mover. I told you.
I'm a mover. But if I do that, it's a little bit like. I'm not even tired, because like, how can you be tired? Like, I've just been to Australia, right? New market for us. Going to be doing 5 or 6 shows a year there. I then flew to Jeddah for just the most incredible scenes that maybe I've ever seen in a build-up to a fight in Joshua against USYK 2. Like, it was like Thriller in Manila, Rumble in the Jungle, you know, the shooting the promo in like the square in Jeddah with thousands of people just banging drums and then I fly to San Antonio for an unbelievable card this weekend, triple header World Championship fight, and then fly to LA to do the press conference for Canelo against Triple G. I mean, I'm a fight fan. So really, I'm stealing a living, you know, but amazing. Like, and that, like, when you're that close to a head-to-head between like AJ and Usyk and that one there, like, it's a buzz.
Was there ever a point when you were doing this where anyone might have scared you being in between the two of them?
Only Derek Chisora.
Really?
Genuinely, only Derek Chisora. Like, I'm 6'5", I'm 200 and God knows now, 30 pounds, more, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
If they go at it, I can at least get in. I might get chinned and knocked out on the way, which would please a lot of people, but at least I can sort of get my body in between them. The big boys would just snap me in half.
Yeah.
But that was one of the most intense face-offs I've seen, the first one, because I've not really seen Canelo like that before, and I loved it. And it just shows you what it means to him, you know. And he just feels that Gennadi's like playing these two sides. You know, he keeps saying, "Oh, I'm nice, but," and then he talks this, and just say it to me. You know, I want you to say it to me. That's what I said to him at the end. I went, "Do you respect him? Do you like him?"
Yeah.
Because I don't think he does. But I think as
you don't think Canelo does,
no,
or
I don't think
Gennady?
Gennady likes Canelo. They don't like each other at all.
Yeah.
But I just feel that Gennady has always acted. I'm not saying it's an act, but he's very professional, isn't he? Very respectful. That's almost his nature and his culture. And I think it will be very out of character for him to start talking smack at this stage in his career. But when you look at the head-to-head, I mean, you have to remember where both guys have come from. Like, Canelo Alvarez from, you know, streets of Guadalajara, selling popsicles as a kid, growing up with nothing. Gennady Golovkin, you can imagine where he came from in Kazakhstan. Tough.
Wrestling bears, probably. I'm just kidding.
They kill bears with their bare hands.
Right,
you know,
right.
like these are very, very tough, strong individuals, and it doesn't really matter how much money you make. You've always got that in you as an individual, and that's what you see up there. But that's called the fire, and we love to see that. And that's when it means something more. Yeah, it's the undisputed championship of the world, but it just feels more than that.
You went on a limb by saying that you think that this fight is like 10 times bigger than what you believe Terrence Crawford and ERROL Spence Jr. would be. Yeah. You got a lot of slack online for that.
10 might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm a promoter. I'm allowed to exaggerate. But the problem is people, boxing fans, live in their own little world. Right? I live in the world as well, by the way, because I'm a hardcore boxing fan. But when you talk about money generated for a fight, this fight will generate at least 3-4 times, certainly as much as Spence against Crawford. This is a fight between two global names, right, that are recognised all over the world. And I'm sorry, but Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence aren't. It doesn't mean I don't think that's a great fight. It doesn't mean they aren't on par in terms of how good a fight they are. I'm just telling you which one is bigger. And when I say bigger, I say dollars, right? So you can't even, you know, Errol Spence has never done more than, they say, 300,000 buys, who knows. Terrence Crawford's never done more than probably 150. Like, they're two outstanding elite fighters, but they're not global icons of the sport like Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. And it's not a pop at that fight. It's a brilliant fight. I hope we see it. But yeah, 10 was probably a bit 5. We'll go with 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have to ask you about your exchange with Leonard Ellerbe. To you, I know you very well. I know that you always, you know, you got a lot of banter. You like to joke about a lot of things.
You're American, right? But you have got a sense of humour. You've lived in England. You've spent a lot of time in England. You know how sarcastic we are.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just like to tickle his balls a little bit and just fuck with him. But he takes it personally, like, and it gets him angry and he wants to fight me and he wants to stamp on my head, so he said. It's very aggressive, you know? But I'm also, at the same time, as you know, I'd like to think I was quite real. So sometimes I say things that I shouldn't say, but I don't really care. And I'm not going to start sucking up to people that I don't like. I don't have any feelings towards him. But he's taking it very personally. I mean, he says that I'm the biggest clown in boxing. Not being funny, but in the last 8 or 9 days, I've secured a major TV deal in Australia to put on another 6 events there a year. I've announced one of the biggest grossing fights of all time between USYK and Joshua in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Then I've flown to San Antonio for a World Championship triple header this weekend. Then I've flown to LA to announce the undisputed trilogy between Canelo and Triple G, right? I mean, that ain't bad for a clown. Right, and he does like what 3 shows a year or something like that, and he's done a great job with Tank.
Yeah.
But you have to. The problem is, he has to respect what I'm doing and my hustle, because he likes to talk about hustle and all this fun. No one fucking hustles harder than me, mate. You know. But he thinks I'm some kind of like little kid. Like when he phoned me up one time, he was like, you know, you're not like me. You like, as if to say you're a soft silver spoon Brit. Fair enough, actually, quite accurate. But I'm really good, you know. But, like, it's not about who's tougher. Like, it's not, I'm not, like, we ain't having a fight. I'm just crushing him in the game.
But if you guys are eventually at some point bound to see one another, you're, I don't know when and where, but it's going to happen at some point. Are you going to walk right up to him and just, like, have a word? Or are you going to avoid each other from across the room?
Depends if he tries to stomp me out or whatever he says he's going to do. If he does that, I'm going to have a fight with him. Yeah. I'm not very good at that. But I'm a big lump. I can have a swing. Yeah, I can have a swing. But he should actually, like, he keeps saying that he knows what start. I genuinely have no idea. But you're welcome to phone me up or come see me. Yeah. Like, for a chat about it. But I think it's good for boxing, to be honest.
Yeah. I do too.
Yeah. But, you know, everyone's talking about this fight does 1 million buys between me and him in the US and 1 million buys in the UK. It does 1 million buys in the UK. I don't know about the US. I don't know. But I said, you know, give me 10 mil. It's got to be 90-10 split for me, obviously.
Oh my God.
In terms of ability and presence and profile. But he can still make a good, he might make $1 million. That's massive for him. And then, you know, I can't fight at all. I'll get knocked out by Leonard, probably. I know he's like, whatever he is, 60 or whatever. But be enjoyable.
You're wild. You're wild. I have to ask you really quickly. It's a bit off topic, but Billy Joe Saunders is returning. Will you be working with him in his next fight?
We still have a fight left with him. When Billy Joe, like, what we need to do is, which we're working on at the moment, we need to actually determine a date and a fight. Because the problem is with Billy Joe, as is with many fighters, if you don't have a date and a fight, you can't train with the same kind of intensity that he needs to.
Right.
Because as we know with Billy Joe, between fights, he does like to balloon in weight, and he's got a lot of work to do to get back to 168 pound and be fight ready. And we're probably looking like December, probably. That's the time that he's going to need to get it right. But I would love to see him back in the ring. I think Billy Joe is a brilliant talent. I think he's funny, a little bit misunderstood sometimes. I mean, you know him well, yeah. And but he's a talent. And
Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yeah, massive fight. I mean, huge fight. And that fight can be made. Like I say, with Billy, he's won his world championship, right? It's only really about money for Billy. That's the reality. And the money against Eubank is there. Yeah. So we'll see. Okay.
Well, I'm going to let you go, Ed. You have a line here for people who would like to speak with you. Thank you for your time, as always. Anything else you'd like to follow up with?
Don't forget to tune into DAZN tomorrow night in San Antonio. Okay. Brilliant night of boxing. Jesse Rodriguez against Rung Visai, great fight. Akhmadaliev against Ronnie Rios. Jessica McCaskill against Ibarra for the undisputed. Ray Ford against Medina. Brilliant night of boxing.
Oh shit, forgot to ask you real quick. Quick response, who wins, Jake Paul or Tommy Fury?
Oh, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, I think.
Jake Paul?
It's really embarrassing, but yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button below so that you can receive an alert every time we upload a new video.